Hi everyone, welcome back to Pullas Academy. This is physics class for ESET students by Kiran Kumar Adar. Today we are going to discuss about part 2 video in elements of vectors. In this video we will discuss about the different types of vectors. Okay na? So let us start from one type of vector is unit vector. It is very important here. Previous repeated area. This is must and should concentrate here. Okay na? First we will discuss about the unit vector. Okay. Unit vector stands actually a vector whose magnitude is unity and represents the direction of the given vector. That is called as unit vector. So a vector యొక్క magnitude అయితే unity means 1 and it represents the direction of the given vector. Given vector ఒక వెక్టర్ యొక్క డైరెక్షన్ ను రిప్రజెంట్ చేసేటువంటి వెక్టర్, మరి ఆ వెక్టర్ యొక్క మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ 1 అయితే దాన్ని ఏమనాలి? యూనిట్ వెక్టర్. దట్ స్టాండ్స్ యూనిట్ వెక్టర్. దట్ మీన్స్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద డెఫినేషన్, సో ద magnitude of the unit vector is what? Magnitude of unit vector is 1. So this is similar to 1. This is important point. And next one is the direction of unit vector. What is the direction of unit vector? Always unit vector is parallel to the given vector. That means it represents, that's why it represents the direction of the given vector, because it is parallel to the given vector. If it is parallel, the direction of unit vector and direction of the given vector is similar. Okay, now that's why direction stands for. What is direction stands? It is parallel to the given vector. So this is about the direction of the given vector. Okay, now so in this way we have to understand what is unit vector. Right. Next, unit vector is in general how to represent the unit vector. So here we need to understand the indication. Generally vectors are indicated by a arrow placed above the vector. In the same way, unit vector, how to indicate? A cap is placed above the given vector. That stands the unit vector. That means, for example, we have one vector r bar. R bar unit vector is represented by r bar unit vector is represented by r cap. It's denoted by r cap. Okay. So what is the expression for r cap? This unit vector always, r cap is always similar to given vector r bar by modulus of r bar. That means one vector and its magnitude, the ratio of vector to the given vector magnitude is similar to the unit vector. That's the expression. This is the expression for unit vector. This is r bar unit vector represented by r cap. That r cap expression is r bar by modulus r bar. Here in the expression, r bar stands for, this is given vector, but here whereas modulus r bar stands for magnitude of the given vector. It stands for magnitude of a given vector. So this is about the concept. Here r cap stands unit vector. This is called as r cap stands here unit vector. R bar unit vector, that is unit vector. This is important expression. From this expression, understood what is the vector. So actually a vector has magnitude and direction. So generally if you want to expression for r bar is equal. So if you simplify this, modulus r bar is shifting into left side, you get modulus r bar into r cap. So this is the representation of vector. Actually in this way represent. That means a vector has magnitude and direction. So this modulus r bar stands the magnitude of the given vector. This r cap stands unit vector. This unit vector stands the direction of the given vector. Why? Because this unit vector always parallel to the given vector. That's why always a vector is represented like this. Okay, the magnitude of vector into unit vector, you get the given vector. So this is about the vector form. Okay, in vector form always how to write? Write the magnitude into its direction. So its direction always represented in terms of unit vector, because unit vector magnitude is 1. So that's why if you write the multiplication of unit vector, there is no change its magnitude, because into 1 what its magnitude is remains same, there is no change. That's why always if you want to write to the given vector, so then its magnitude into unit vector, there is no problem. So just there is no change its magnitude, but by indication of unit vector, understood what is the direction of the given vector. This is about the unit vector. Clear? I hope you understood. Clear? So now one more point for unit vector. So unit vector magnitude is 1. Okay now. So its direction is parallel to the given vector. And one more point here, for unit vector, no units. So for unit vector, no units and no dimensions. It's very important. Sometimes asking write the units of given unit vector, but don't write here there is no units and no dimensions for unit vector. Okay now. So these are the important points for unit vector. And one more very important point about the unit vector, listen carefully. So here these are called as orthogonal unit vectors. Orthogonal unit vectors. Okay. So these orthogonal unit vectors are very important here. So which are called as orthogonal unit vector? These are also unit vectors. But these orthogonal means they are perpendicular to each other, and these are the magnitudes of these unit vectors also 1. But what is the directions of these orthogonal unit vectors? These are all orthogonal vectors are mutually perpendicular to each other. For example, so the space is divided into 3 mutually perpendicular axes. Okay, now this is, suppose I consider x-axis, this is y-axis, it is considered as the z-axis. This is called as origin. Okay, now x-axis stands horizontal direction, y-axis stands vertical direction, and z-axis here, this is the actual direction of the z-axis. Okay, so if any vector is along the x-axis, how to represent? By using this unit vector, that is I cap. So if you want the direction of the y-axis, that is denoted by j cap. So it is denoted by k cap. Okay, so these are the unit vectors. That means here I cap stands along x-axis. Simply, what is the direction of I cap? Along x-axis. Any vector is passing along the x-axis represented by I cap unit vector. Next, right here j cap stands along y-axis is j cap. Next, whereas k cap stands along z-axis is called as along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis are the indication of these orthogonal unit vector. I, j, k are orthogonal unit vectors. These 3 orthogonal unit vectors mutually perpendicular to each other. It represents the direction of the x-axis, it represents the direction of the y-axis, it represents the direction of the z-axis. Okay. One more important point here, modulus I cap is always similar to modulus j cap, is always similar to the modulus k cap, that is always similar to 1, because the magnitudes of all vectors are similar. What is the difference here? I cap magnitude, j cap magnitude, k cap magnitude is similar. There is no difference because these all are unit vector. Okay. So, but here what is the difference? The directions is different. What is I cap stands? So, horizontal direction, whereas j cap stands vertical direction, whereas k cap stands what? Along z-axis. In this we understood by these vectors only what is different? Directions are different. These all directions are mutually perpendicular to each other, but magnitudes are similar. That's the importance of this orthogonal unit vector. This is about the unit vector. This is very important topic for this ISET exam. So here previous repeated from this area. So Martian should concentrate here. Now we are going to discuss about the second type of vector, that is zero vector or null vector. According to the point understood, what is zero vector? A vector whose magnitude is 0 is called as zero. Okay, na? A vector magnitude 0 avutundo danni emannaru mana zero vector. That means what it stands here, zero vector magnitude is 0. Okay, na? So what is the direction of zero vector? It does not defines any. That means it does not determines. Okay, now that means here for zero vector there is no need to define the direction because there is no magnitude. That's why there is no need to discuss about the direction. That's why it does not determine the direction. Okay, now so that means its direction is indeterminate, or it is also called, so in this way its direction is indeterminate. So this is you have to understand. This is about the zero vector. Clear? So one more point, what is the example of zero vector? For example, if you consider freely falling body, in its initial position the velocity is 0. That means that is zero vector. The initial velocity of freely falling body is a zero vector. Okay, so the final velocity of the upwards projected body when it is reaches to the maximum height is zero vector, because when it is reaches to the maximum height its velocity becomes 0. That's why this is considered as zero vector. This is about the zero vector. Next we will discuss third one. This is very important. This third vector is called as position vector. Position vector, third is this position vector stands r bar. It's represented by r bar. What is position vector? So position vector is understood like this. Listen to me. For example, if you want position vector in xy plane, first I want to explain in xy plane. That means in 2 dimensional. Xy plane stands 2D. 2D means 2 dimension. So for example, this is x-axis. Suppose this is y-axis. Okay, now in this x and y-axis, suppose this is called as a point here. So if you want to this is one vector position. Okay, now suppose P is the position. What is the position of this vector? If you want to understand, draw the straight line to this given position. So this is a known position. So this origin is called as 0, 0 position. What is this position is understood by this position vector. Actually its position with respect to the x-axis, its position is x. With respect to the y-axis, its position is y. So this is represented by r bar. Okay, na? That means what is position vector? So here from this point you have to understood this position vector. How can we understood this position vector? The a vector which is represents the position of the given particle from the respected point or from the origin is respected is called as position. What is the position of the particle with respect to point is called as position vector. Clear? With respect to the origin, its position is here. This is x-axis. If you want to understand the position, imagine line, draw the line to x-axis where it is intersect. This is with respect to the x-axis, its position is x. In the same way, draw the perpendicular line to y-axis where they are intersect. That position from origin is y. That's why it's indicated by x comma y. But along with respect to the x-axis, x. With respect to the y-axis, its magnitude is y. But here, what these directions are not similar. These are different directions. That's how to represent this vector. Suppose if you want position vector, along x-axis magnitude is x. Along x-axis, how to represent by using unit vector. That's why x into I cap is the unit vector. Next, along y-axis magnitude is y. Along y-axis, how to understood by represented by unit vector j cap. That means this is a very important expression. This expression stands right here. R bar is called xi cap plus yj cap is the given vector. Okay, so every vector has magnitude. Okay, now if you want to the magnitude of this vector in xy plane, magnitude modulus r bar is equal, it's indicated by under root of x square plus y square. This is how to get this formula based on the parallelogram law of vectors. In our next video we will discuss how to get. Just understand the magnitude of this position vector in xy plane is represented by under root of x square plus y square. This is called as general expression. This is the magnitude and it has direction. This is very important expression. Machine should concentrate here. Number of questions are repeated here. What is the direction of the given position vector in xy plane? It's represented by tan theta. Suppose this vector makes some angle theta with the x-axis So then tan theta stands y component by x component. This expression stands the direction. Just you know, x and y components, this ratio is similar to the tan theta. By you get tan theta value, from the tan theta value, understood what is the theta value. The theta value indicates the direction. From this theta value, what you understood, what is the direction of the given vector is the given vector makes some angle with the x-axis. This theta makes some angle with x-axis. X-axis is a known direction. That's why if you compare to this x-axis, understood what is the direction of the given vector. So that's why we have to compare with respect to the x-axis. So this is about the position vector. Here this is r bar position vector, magnitude and direction. Right. Sometimes here we need in 3-dimensional also. So in x, y, z space, if you need the position vector in x, y, z space, this is called as 3D. In 3D, in 3-dimensional, d means dimension. So here this vector is, so along x-axis, the same particle position. Suppose if you imagine x, y, z axis, suppose this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis, this is a particle P, this is R is in here with respect to x-axis, x, with respect to y-axis position y, with respect to the z-axis z. So then here this particle is called as, this is about the r bar vector. This r bar is called xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is the formula. This is about the position vector. Okay, here also if you want magnitude, always represented by this modulus r bar, that is always similar to under root of x square plus y square plus z square. So this expression stands the magnitude of the given position. So here also if you need the direction, understood, this position vector suppose make some angle alpha with the x-axis by using cos alpha. Cos alpha is equal here x component by under root of x square plus y square plus z square is the formula. So this expression stands cos alpha. So if you know alpha value, from the alpha value, understood what is the direction with respect to the x. Suppose you don't know this alpha value, this vector what is making angle with the y axis, I consider beta. Cos beta is equal, formula is y component by under root of x square plus y square plus z square. That means it stands the magnitude of the position vector, y component by magnitude of the vector, x component by magnitude of the vector. In the same way, cos alpha beta gamma. Okay, cos gamma is equal to z by under root of x square plus y square plus z square. So this is also called as position. This is also indicates the direction of the position vector in x, y, z space. Actually 90% asking here. So in case asking in 3 dimension, we have to use these formulas. Okay, now here the relation among these 3 factors, cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is called always 1. Okay, now so use that relation you have to. So this is about the position vector. Now we are going to discuss about one more type, that is parallel vectors. Parallel vectors means if the direction of the given two vectors is same, they are called as parallel vector. That means this is one vector, this is the second vector. These two vectors directions are similar, they are parallel vector. Otherwise this is along this straight line, this is the first vector, and along the same straight line if you consider another vector, these two are in the same direction, they are parallel vector. So this is suppose a bar vector, b bar vector. Here magnitudes are not similar, directions are similar. If the directions are similar, they are parallel vector. If magnitudes are similar or not similar, they are called as parallel vectors. Okay, the next equal vector. Equal vectors means, so if the magnitude and direction of given two vectors is same, they are called as equal vector. This is a bar vector, this is b bar vector. The directions is same, and the magnitudes, this length of this line segment stands the magnitude. Magnitude and directions is same, that is called as equal vectors. Okay. Next, like vectors. Like vector stands actually if the direction of the given two vectors is same with different magnitudes, they are called as like vectors. That means this parallel vectors is considered as a like vectors. Okay, now that means here this is one vector, this is the second vector, these two vectors have same direction but different magnitudes, they are called as like vector. But whereas unlike vector stands what? Unlike vector stands if the direction of the given two vectors is different and with different magnitudes, they are called as unlike vectors. Okay, now if the direction is different, even magnitude is similar or not similar, they are called as unlike vector. That means this is one vector. Suppose in this way we have to consider this is one vector, this is another vector, this is a bar vector, b bar vector. Directions are different, that's why these are unlike vectors. Okay, and one more here you have to understand, one more type is negative vectors. Negative vector, which is called as negative vector, a vector whose magnitude is opposite to the given vector, that is called as negative vector. Suppose this is given vector a bar, so if you write in the opposite direction any vector, so this b bar is equal to minus a bar. Just magnitude is similar, just direction is in the if you write in the opposite, that is called negative vector. A vector whose magnitude, whose direction is opposite with the same magnitude is called as negative vector. This is about the negative. Negative vector stands unlike vectors. Okay, like vectors, parallel vectors. Okay, now one more type is anti-parallel vectors. These are also called as, these negative vectors are anti-parallel. Anti-parallel means what? So the angle between two vectors is 180 degree. So that is anti-parallel vectors. Okay, now that means this is one vector, this is another vector. These two are anti-parallel to each other. These two are parallel, the angle is 0 degree. For parallel vectors, what is angle between two vectors? This is very important point. For parallel vectors, angle is 0. For anti-parallel vectors, angle is 180 degree. These are the concepts here. Okay, next we will discuss about the negative vectors. Already I explained here, this is about the negative vector. So this is one vector, its opposite direction a bar, and minus a bar is the negative. Next one more is, so coplanar vectors. Coplanar vectors means the vectors in a plane is called as coplanar vector. That means here we have in this diagram, this is x axis, y axis and z axis. This xy plane. In this xy plane, if you consider any two vectors in any direction or with different magnitudes or same magnitude, there is no problem. Just if the vectors in the same plane, they are called as coplanar vectors. Okay, now so xy plane, one more is what here, this is y xz plane, this is yz plane. So but here this is a bar b bar, one more vector c bar vector. A bar c bar is not coplanar vectors, these are non-coplanar vectors. Okay, now because this is in xz plane, this is xy plane, that's the difference. This is called as coplanar vector. Next, non-coplanar vector stands what? If the two vectors are not in the same plane, they are called as non-coplanar vectors. Suppose a bar and c bar are non-coplanar vectors. Collinear vectors means if the two vectors lies in the same line. Linear means in the same line, so that is called as collinear vectors. Okay, next, co-initial vectors. Co-initial vectors means if the two vectors starts from same point. The initial point of the two vectors is same. Suppose starts from here, this is one vector, this is another vector, this is a bar vector, b bar vector. Directions, magnitude is different, but these two vectors starts from same initial point. That's why these are co-initial vector. The tile of the two vectors is same, that is called as co-initial vector. Co-terminal vector stands if the two vectors final position is coincide to at one point. This is a bar vector and b bar vector. So they are starts from one point, they are ends at one point. If the two vectors ends at the same point, they are called co-terminal vectors. That's the difference. Okay. Next, polar vectors. Polar vector stands actually the vectors which are independent upon the coordinate system. Okay, they are called as polar vectors. So these polar vectors are these are called as real vectors actually. So these are called as real vectors and true vectors also. Okay, so for example here velocity is polar vectors. Velocity vector, and one more is what? Acceleration is polar vector. Okay, na? Suppose the direction of the axis is changes, but there is no change the magnitude and direction of the given vectors, that is called as polar vector. Polar vectors does not depending upon the rotation of the axis. it's independent upon the axis. That's why these are also called non-axial vectors, polar vectors. But non-polar vectors are axial vectors. Axial vectors. Why? Because these are depending upon the rotation of the axis. That means the vectors which are depending upon the coordinate system, they are called as non-polar vectors. So these are not actual true vectors, these are false vectors. These are also called as pseudo vectors. Non-polar vectors are called as, so here, pseudo vectors. So are false vectors, these are true vectors, these are axial vectors, these are non-axial vectors. That's why in this way you have to understand, because these magnitude and for example here examples is important. So angular displacement, angular displacement is called non-polar vectors, whereas the displacement is polar vectors. That's the difference. Displacement s bar, velocity is polar and angular velocity is non-polar, it's omega bar. So angular acceleration is non-polar, and whereas acceleration is polar. These are the different types of vectors. I hope you understood. So these are the different types of vector. Majorly you have to concentrate. Important types is three. One is unit vector, zero vector, and position vector. So you have to concentrate mainly unit vector and position vector. Previous maximum times repeated on these two types of vectors. That's why you have to concentrate. But if you know this entire concept, if asking any different question also, you have to attempt very easy. These all are the basics of elements of vectors. Now we are going to discuss about some previous ECET exam questions. Okay, the first question. This question is repeated in ECET 2019 TS paper. So the question is, if 0.5 I cap plus 0.8 j cap plus c k cap is a unit vector, then C is asked. This is a given vector. Here asking what is it. Here this is actually given is this complete vector is a unit vector. Then what is C value? Complete vector means what? Suppose I consider this is R bar. R bar is equal to 0.5 I cap plus 0.8 j cap plus c k cap. C k cap. Okay. So here its magnitude is, what is the formula for magnitude? That is under root of 0.5 whole square. Based on the formula under root of x square plus y square plus z square is the formula, plus 0.8 whole square plus c square. This is a formula. Okay, now here if you simplify this, it is similar to 0.5 whole square means 0.25 plus 0.8 whole square means 0.64 plus c square. This is called as magnitude of this position vector. Sorry, magnitude of this given vector. So this given vector is a unit vector. That means its for unit vector magnitude is 1. That's why it is equal to 1. That means under root of 0.25 plus 0.64 plus c square is equal to what? 1. Squaring on both sides. So before squaring, 0.25 plus 0.64 is what? This is 9.8. That means under root of 0.89 plus c square is equal to 1. If now squaring on both sides, you get 0.89 plus c square is equal to 1. So here we need c value. C, write as a subject c square, that is 1 minus 0.89. If you simplify, that is 0.11. This is c square. But asking c is equal to root 0.11. So this is about the c value. Fourth option is correct. This question is repeated in 2019 paper. Just you know the concept of unit vector, so then understand. But this unit, this total unit vector, this is one position vector. This position vector magnitude is 1 because it is considered as unit vector. That's why I have to substitute instead of modulus r bar is equal 1. Right. Next question is asking in 2010 paper here. This is easy. It's a simple question here. A ratio of vector a bar by its magnitude a bar is. What is here in the question given? Ratio of vector a bar by its magnitude is it? It is similar to null vector, pseudo vector, unit vector, scalar vector. Scalar, not vector, it is scalar. So but here listen to me, ratio of vector a bar ratio means divided by its magnitude. It is similar to what? So for example, one unit vector here, one unit vector, so here unit vector, okay, here unit vector r cap is a cap is equal a bar by modulus a bar. That means a bar by modulus a bar is equal to a bar. Why? Because here this is a formula for unit vector. Already I explained, r cap is equal to r bar by modulus r bar. Instead of r, here given a bar and modulus a bar. That means this ratio is asking, this ratio is always similar to the unit vector a cap. A cap stands unit vector. That's which is correct. This ratio stands the unit vector. These are the different questions on related to this topic. Okay, in elements of vector we have number of questions. In our next classes we will discuss the remaining questions. Okay, so these questions are related to this concept only. Okay, so you have to practice like this, then you have to attempt each and every question very easily. Okay, so thank you, bye, have a nice day.